Hey guys, welcome back, and in this video I'm going to talk about why you should not be picking up certain containers to increase your efficiency at scaling your character. So once you get to a certain point in your character's progression, and maybe it might even be earlier in the game, this is only something I've started to do quite recently, and so there are certain containers that are just bad in terms of progression because there is so much value to doing the Elven capital. If you haven't watched my video guide yet on the Elven capital, I have one on my channel, just go look for it. But there is these Elven fragments which are worth very soon in the game. Just about 4 of these are worth 1 Elven key. If you're comparing these Elven fragments containers to scroll containers, the scrolls, you need 9 scrolls to get 9 scroll containers to get 1 Elven key. So that is going to be significantly more containers. And so just getting one of these is very, very valuable. And some of the containers that you find in Ruptures are not very valuable. And we'll go over them right now. So right now here I'm picking up health containers are good. I'm gonna tell you exactly the list of which ones are good afterwards. These Dwarven chests can be very, very good because they contain pretty much everything. On top of that, they can also contain keys, and they contain a huge amount of legendary glowing stones, which are used to upgrade your offense or swap powers on your pieces of gear, or craft the stones that you find in the Elven capital into gems. So yeah, the Dwarven chest, extremely good. This one here, not very good. All of the pieces of armor, all of the pieces of gear, for example, once you have your basic monogram set up for your character, I would not recommend picking them up at all and just saving these for having more essence turn in at the end of the Rupture after the boss, right? The reason why is because these purples, you will find other purples elsewhere, and these give a very small amount of the pink juice that you find anyways in Dwarven containers. So that is not something that you will need that much. It is a it is the resource that will bottleneck you for upgrading your offense, but even with that in mind, upgrading your offense will only upgrade your percentage by a very little amount. So what, it's like 1%, I believe, and then slamming on your gear will increase it way, way, way more, and you will still be able to slam them a little bit because this still increases with every Rupture level. So I don't think you pick those up. It's going to be more beneficial to do more Elven capital runs. You definitely grab the resources because that's all the resource ones will upgrade your digging deeper level on your Elven capital tree, and that is going to be scaling your Elven capital. Although I will say that the higher you go in digging deeper level, for example, right now I am at like a little bit over 200, and I'm close to 1000 Rupture level in Elven capital. In the Elven capital, your Rupture level is a multiplier of the loot that you get from the rocks. So, that being said, as you go higher, getting 1 extra level of digging deeper, it only gives you 3 extra Rupture levels. And so as you go higher and higher in Rupture level, that +3 is worth less, right? So I am not sure. I haven't done the math exactly as to how much resource containers are worth in terms of Elven capital runs. But, I mean, you still want to grab some of them that just drop in the Rupture. You will just not roll for them afterwards in the guaranteed container after the boss. XP still scales. XP gives you your main stat as well. So that is going to be pretty good still to grab. Although, I'm not 100% on that one. I'd say maybe there's a point where you don't want to level up at that much anymore. But like, I still think that like +1 stat is very, very good. So all of these, all the resources, you will grab all the shadow chests for your grave diggers. They also drop extra loot. The slugs, the egg containers for Elysia. At some point, I would not grab them anymore. So for example, right now, I would not grab them. The egg containers have a chance to give you a full Elysia key. So a full Elysia key is this one here. Elysia gives you a lot of gold, and it also increases your pet. But eventually you will reach a point where you will cap out your Elysia level, And so I think only with the pets are one of the only containers, if not the only one, except the crates, that only cost 5 essence to open. And they are more effective at crafting Elisa keys than the eggs. So yeah, you grab the pet containers, but not the egg containers. Dwarven chests are good. The Dwarven runes are going to be good as well. They're good because they can allow you to craft some Harmon Olympus keys or other dungeons, right? Eventually, some of these other dungeons, as you get them high enough, above... Apparently, it is above 150. I have yet to confirm this, but I'm pretty sure it's 150. That they also drop double monogram items. So you could get like a double monogram bracer or something like this, especially in the Harmon Olympus fight, where he always drops bracers. So yeah, so that would be one that is good to grab. The other ones that we're gonna talk about, I'll go over the list of them right now. So the list of them that are good are gonna be all the resources. So wood, ingot, flowers. The gold containers are also pretty good because they're going to be good for your Gamba in the Underrealm. I also have a guide for the Gamba video if you haven't seen this. The books for your XP, zone resources. So all the resources are good. Elemental stones are good, but not the minor LA stones. The minor LA stones, I'm gonna try to see if I can find one in here. Minor LA stones. Let me see if I can clean this up. So, of course, the bridge scrolls are good, right? Minor Ellie stones. Can I find a container with minor Ellie stones? I don't think so. I don't have one. Okay, I don't have one, but if you happen to, like, notice it, minor Ellie stones are not the same as Ellie stones. They are worth much, much, much less. And so you should not pick them up because they're just bad value. All of the armor and weapon items are bad value, and I'm going to show you why exactly. Here in this Rupture 179, the item level that I'm finding is around like 44, 45, 46, right? It's about this level. If I grab this weapon is now only item level 38. So it drops at a way lower item level, so you will not get upgrades from these items because there's so much lower item level that I just don't recommend picking them up. And you find some either way. You find gear in other methods by killing slugs and stuff like that. So, don't grab the no armor containers, no weapon containers. Those are just bad. The wildlife resources are good. Healthstone containers are good. Offense scraps are bad because either way, at the end of each rupture, you always have 3 of these containers anyways. So, and they are free. So you will not be, you will not be starved for resources by not grabbing them. So you don't grab those. Grab the shadow chests because those will drop you some gravedigger keys, while they drop this material here. The shadow chests, these are the ones that open up and they spawn little slugs. They give you, can I find this? Handful of bones, and you can craft with 20 handful of bones. You craft 1 gravedigger key. The key to the gravediggers is good to upgrade your fossil. So that is one other thing. There is, of course, the small gems. Small gems, I am trying to debate right now whether or not I will pick them up. But right now I do pick them up. I think small gems are still fine. Elven fragments are your most important containers to grab. They are S+ tier, highest priority. Second priority is going to be your bridge scrolls. The bridge scrolls are going to be used either to farm Bridge and Archeon or to farm Elven Capital as well. And then you get the Underrealm crystals. Underrealm crystals are good to craft Underrealm keys, which will be used to craft your Scorch keys, which is the dragon boss, once you've unlocked Rupture 250 clear. So those are the good containers and the bad containers. And why you should not be grabbing some of them, because you want to optimize your Elven Capital runs to be able to scale your fossil that much further. A good example of this, you see how I have 309, 309, 266. There is someone on the hardcore solo leaderboard which has done already 510 Elven Capitals. Arguably, this person has played more But this person also does this method of not picking up all containers and just got a ton more Elven capitals than anyone else. So I will finish this rupture and show you exactly what I do also at the end, because by not picking up all of these containers, this will in turn give you quite a bit more time essence, and I believe it is pretty much always worth it to re-roll for Elven fragment. You might also, like, maybe early on, there's a certain rupture level where you will want to grab some bridge scrolls, because bridge scrolls don't scale with rupture level, but the amount of fragments that you get from Elven containers, they do spawn, they do increase per rupture level, because rupture level is a multiplier. So after a certain rupture level, I'm not quite sure which one, but it is more worth it to re-roll for Elven fragments than to get the bridge container. I would argue that maybe if you get the bridge container on your very, very first page, maybe you grab them. But even then, I am tempted. There's a point where only 3 Elven containers are going to be equal to 9 bridge containers. So, you know, that is a very, very big amount. Right now, I am at Rupture 179, about at the point where 3.7 containers are worth 1 key, whereas 9 bridge scrolls is worth 1 key. So I'm not quite there yet at the 3-for-1 ratio, but still it is very, very good value, and I think it's pretty much always worth it to like look for Elven fragments. All right, so I will go very soon here inside the boss room. Let's go here. So I am here with 1400 essence. I'm also running Infused Ruptures. I think you should be running Infused Rupture so long as you have Fortune Tomb token. Infused Rupture gives you twice the amount of XP, so it has a 2 times multiplier on the experience that you gain. And you can juice up your map with Fortune Tomb token. Alright, so we killed the boss. So you see, you still get a tiny bit of pink juice and stuff in here. Not a crazy amount. The most you'll get is out of Dwarven chests, really. This is why you want to always have Ancient Runic Keys, because Ancient Runic Keys will give you that. They will also give you, they can give you keys to the Ancient Catacombs, Fortune Tomb tokens, and all these type of things. So they are very, very important. So at the end here, since right now I don't have scrolls, I don't have fragments, I have 1500 essence, and the reroll is only 50 always. So the cost will increase, but sometimes, I don't know how this system works exactly. Sometimes the cost increases, sometimes the cost decreases for certain things. I know the first few rolls are quite cheap. But here I did 4 reroll, and now I have my Elven fragments. You see 264, 261. Okay, this one has been, I think at some point you reach a point where there's like a maximum range. It can cost you anywhere between like 200 and something towards like closer to 500. But yeah, I mean, let's grab this. We got 4, so we got more than 1 Elven capital key by rerolling. And so with this method, I believe that you will get more than 1 Elven capital key with each rupture that you do the entire 10 minutes of. So that was my little video about why you should not be grabbing all containers and why you should, at some point, kind of filter through these containers. I will try to make a suggestions to the devs so that, you know, containers are worth more, especially the ones that drop the lower item level items. As we saw when I picked up this level 38 mole, when I'm usually getting some level item level 45 or 46 items. That is it. I hope you learned something today, and I hope you have a good time blasting and farming your Elven capital keys, guys. So see you guys all in the next one.